What is up, guys? Welcome back. We are on the road right now to one of my good friend's sneaker stores. I met Jake whenever he was like maybe 14 years old, and from that moment on we've been dishing shoes back and forth to each other. And I remember a few years back whenever he was bouncing the idea of starting a sneaker store up, and I don't know if he remembers this, but I kind of shied away from brick and mortar. I was almost like trying to talk him out of it. Just one of those things where like I saw how successful he was mobile and on socials that I didn't feel like he needed to go into brick and mortar to expand his business. But today you're gonna see why I was wrong.
My name is Jacob West. Welcome to Soul Stop. On the shelves, you're going to be looking at probably somewhere between 1,500 to 2,000. All shoes combined, including backstock, I think we have right around 5,500 right now. When we first started out, it was pretty hard. We pretty much had every dollar that we had into inventory. I mean, we had under 1,000 pairs on opening day. So like we had every dollar we had into all that on opening day, and we had under 1,000 pairs. Now we have 5 times that and have money, ready to spend on shoes when we need them, which, I mean, that's really like the biggest goal is just continuing to build, not only more capital to be able to afford more inventory and afford, nicer things for the store, but also being able to grow the clientele. And I always say this, the more shoes you have, the more shoes you could sell, and the more shoes you could sell, the more people you can reach. We always try to make sure we have a good balance of plenty of inventory, but also plenty of free capital. You never know when an opportunity of a cash out is going to pop up. Last weekend, we bought a 285 pair deal. That was, 285 pairs of shoes that we had no idea that we were going to end up buying. That's definitely one of the, by far the biggest advantages is having somewhere that people know, hey, I want quick cash for the shoe, I can take it here. Everyone wants to talk about, everything going online, but there's certain industries that's not the case, and shoes is definitely one of them. There's so many people who don't like to buy shoes without seeing them. I would say the most famous person that's been in here, him and his people that he was with bought a good bit, was Polo G. He was performing at the Schottenstein Center. We noticed that it was him, and all the customers in the store noticed that it was him. People started pulling out their phones, going crazy, whatever, and we had to shut the gate because it was already busy in here, and there was a bunch of people outside that saw him walking in and were about to try to come in, and they were going crazy. We had no idea he was coming. He literally just walked in, and we asked him how he heard about us, and he said Google. He bought Cloud White 450s. His security guard bought Space Jam 11s. I think between all of them, they ended up buying 10 to 15 pairs maybe. We've had Trey Burke come in, Reggie Gilliam, he comes in all the time, he's a real cool guy. We've got Malik Harrison that went to Ohio State, that plays for the Ravens. Jonathan Cooper from Ohio State, he plays for the Broncos now, he's been in a few times. Doobie came through one time. DJ Highlight, his DJ, he shows mad love. He's been in here probably 5 times now. A bunch of the current Buckeye football players come in all the time. Without social media in the slower times of the year, I would be pretty scared to see what kind of numbers we would do. I'm not even going to sit here and try to take a lot of credit for that. Bailey holds it down big time on the social media aspect. Alex, one of our guys, he's stepped into that role and been doing a lot of it. It definitely helps us a lot. Posting on Instagram, a story's only there for 24 hours, but if you make a post and they share that post on their story, now all their followers are seeing it. So making literal posts rather than a story post is such a big difference, and that's what a lot of people don't understand and don't do. Don't get me wrong, posting on your story is great because it's only there for 24 hours. People aren't going to be super annoyed that you're constantly popping up. And that's the thing, you have to find a good balance between posting enough but not posting too much. I would say the biggest thing that Bailey and I do that is really hard to have someone else do is buying the shoes. But now we have a lot of guys who have worked here for a long time that are able to buy the shoes in the store. I mean, there's just so many different things that have to be done. I mean, payroll has to be done every week. The shoes that we have bought, they need to be put in ahead of time so that way we're not trying to put in, 300 pairs of shoes. When someone sends you a list of you know, 200-300 pairs of shoes, and it's almost all different shoes. I mean, it can take a long time to go through that. That's the biggest thing that like Bailey and I are able to do by having employees that can, you know, do the things in the store, having the free time to source inventory. Because like I said before, the more shoes you have, the more shoes you sell. We actually were both consigning shoes at a store, and we just really started to like realize the money that we were making consigning, and if we just do this ourselves and, you know, own everything ourselves and sell everything ourselves and get to keep all the profit, we could make a lot more money. It took over a year to pick where we wanted to like open the store, and then we had to make sure that we even get into here and get into the space that we wanted. And we ended up signing the lease, and I think it took us like maybe a month or so to do everything we wanted to do before we opened. So this is the most expensive shoe we have in SoulStop. This is the 2011 Nike Air Mag. It's actually a pretty crazy story on how we got it, but it's even crazier story on how he got it. We purchased it from someone who lives in Columbus who reached out to us asking if we'd be interested. He actually won it in a raffle for only $99. When this shoe first came out in 2011, they did an eBay auction on every pair. Just in the past, probably year or two, the price on them has like doubled. We have this listed at $25,000, and we've actually gotten 2 offers of $20,000 each. We got this shoe a little over a year ago, and when we first got it, we only had it listed at $18,000, and we got offered $16,000 by someone and turned it down. We then raised it to $20,000, and now we've got it at $25,000, and like I said, 2 people have offered us $20,000 each for it. The 2016 pair, which they only released through a Michael J. Fox Foundation giveaway, where basically every $10 that you donated to the Michael J. Fox Foundation was like a raffle entry, and then they chose the winners for however many pairs there were. That pair now is going for anywhere from like 50 to 60,000 to upwards of close to 100,000 depending on the size. This is the 2011 pair. The 2016 pair actually laces itself.
That is it for now from SoulStop. Stay tuned for a part 2 where I go shopping with some of the SoulStop customers. We've got something sweet planned for that. Make sure you follow SoulStop on Instagram. Their handle is right here. Make sure you're subscribed. You got your notos on. Hit me up on IG with any questions. The handle is the same, @AllABSneakers. And as always, do not forget, this is all about sneakers.